Back again, it's another one.
Yes, sir.
We got another one, y'all. We got another one with the great Dr.Tony Nora, man.
Yes, sir.
Last time we said y'all some good information with Tony, man. And this time, that was just the tip of the iceberg of some of the information that this man carries and holds, man. I think he's real special for the community. He's special for, you know, what we trying to do as far as building, and you know, I think it's a great thing. And what we finna talk about today is gonna be mind blowing, man. It's gonna be next level, like every conversation. Before we get into it, man, I want y'all to make sure y'all check out my book, Don't Think Like We Just Think. Y'all go on Amazon, go to the book portal, type in Don't Think Like We Just Think by Corey Walker, and y'all gonna pull this book up, man. You know, they say, hey, it look like a workbook, but it is a book that you can work in. You know what I'm saying? If you read and you get in some of these titles that I put in there, and you're gonna see them areas you might need to work on for yourself. So, you know, anytime you're doing work on yourself, it is work. So, you know, you want to call it a workbook, that's what it is. That's the most important work you can do is on yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get right into this, man.
And we have the security flies, you guys.
Yeah, y'all see us swatting.
Man.
We had a family reunion yesterday, and the doors was open, the children running on a water slide, so in and out, and they invited the flies. I'm trying to get my picture of it. Rascals don't want to leave.
No, it's nice in here.
They ain't get a fly to the picture.
Cool.
Wait
till you bring some groceries up there.
They're gonna be on that heat, that tea, and that honey you got over there. So if y'all didn't know, we are inside Tony's brand new establishment. Honey, I got the tea.
Yeah.
Honey, I got the tea. It's gonna be a tea shop.
/ coffee.
We have a grand opening date.
Well, we're working on in a few weeks. We're gonna try to do it. Like I said, we're gonna be doing honey, tea, coffee. And we're gonna have vegan food and other options out, food trailers. So we just organizing everything to make sure that we be able to cater, because everybody don't want to eat plants.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we trying to make it have versatility for plant-based eaters. And the carnivores.
That's good though, because we need some healthier options in our community. And I feel like you're kind of the first one that I know of taking a step to come on this side of town and put in something that's not known to be on this side of town. You know, I hear a lot of people like, why would you put a tea shop over there? I'm like, because there ain't one over there. Nobody drink tea there, because there ain't nobody there that sell tea.
I get it all the time.
The thing, you gotta think about how they put liquor stores in different communities. Why can't we put healthy things in our communities? Because then that'll distract us from always going to the things that's negative for us.
They so quick to shoot it down.
You
know how many people I fight off for you there? You don't even know it. They be like, oh man, how you gonna do it on that? I'm gonna do it over there. And you ain't doing it over there. You ain't going nowhere.
If we trying to change the neighborhoods that really need it, we have to bring these things to these neighborhoods. Why we gotta wait for gentrification? Stuff like that.
Gentrify yourself.
There we go.
It ain't gentrification isn't even the problem. It's who's gentrifying it.
Right.
Are you pouring into the neighborhood also that you're gentrifying, or are you gentrifying and sending the money back to your community? Because that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Tony, get back to the community. You know how many times Tony came to the shop and dropped off cases of water and said, y'all good? Appreciate it. Alkaline water, not the stuff from HEB.
Right. I was just at the House of Resources on Friday, and the other Tony came out, and he was drinking some of that in that water. You know what I'm saying? Some of the good vibes water. He said, "You see what I'm drinking, right?" I said,
that's all my daughter drink. She got on me as soon as she landed. She like, hey, you going to that guy's house to get that water? She said, you got Fiji there. I was like, I ran out. That's all I got.
Trying to hit on that.
You know what she said? That's not reinvesting in your community.
Wow.
Twisted it, turned it right back on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
business
learned that from
already learned. Got it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but that's major, man. You're just doing so many things with the water and the tea and the honey and the classes and the seminars. You know, by the way, how did your first seminar go?
Man, the seminar, people came from Seattle, Minnie and Frankie. They came from California.
Wow.
People flew in from Virginia, PA.
They really tapped in.
People flew in from. One lady and her daughter drove 18 hours from Florida.
Wow.
People came from everywhere. The Good Vibe family showed up. It was a family reunion.
Okay.
That's because even though none of us met each other, but we just like their own life right now, and we are a family. And we working on right now a family trip to the Good Vibe family to Hawaii.
Ooh,
So we're gonna take everybody. We already started taking notes on who want to come. We're gonna do a cruise ship. Go over there with the Herb Mary Pro, which we'll talk about. We're gonna go over there and scout.
Ooh, now see.
Learning about the herbs, the trees.
Yeah.
We talking about taking a whole whoever want to come in the Good Vibe family to Hawaii or to Jamaica.
Sign up, Tapp'd in podcast on your sheet. Yeah. So if somebody want to be a part of that, where can they go to sign up?
We're gonna be having information available on the Good Vibes Homeopathic Healing website, and just all they have to do is just come onto the page, and we'll be updating everyone on the information for us. Because again, we're not closed to just the Good Vibe family because we're adopted.
Yeah.
we open for adoption. I want somebody to adopt me. Set me at the table.
Sure.
So we're open to welcome anybody that got righteousness and doing things for the community. Because it's about giving a hand up, not a handout.
Right.
We want to give each other a hand up.
Right.
And as long as the person has that mindset, I have people all the time. How can I be a part of the Good Vibe family? Well, just come on in and have a seat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And just do the right thing. The motives just have
Yeah.
It's all about energy, man.
That's it,
Sometimes once you pick up on a certain energy and you see what's going on,
Yeah.
like sometimes you just gotta look at the situation, then you'll know when you fall in place.
Correct. We take 4 tires to make a car roll.
Right.
You need the front tires just like you need the back tires. You need it, but I'm a tire. I'm big.
Yeah.
The tires.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta be the back tire.
Sometimes.
And that's what we were just talking about yesterday, with the circle of people that we communicate with on the daily, whether it's you, the other Tony,
Right.
Hussein. We all in this fight, but we all coming from different angles with different resources.
Right.
So, some people will criticize what other people are doing. I'm like, that's not his path, but his part of the fight.
Right.
Correct.
Yours might be education, yours might be finance, and you know what I'm saying? But he ain't got to jump in on what you're doing. He might not have that knowledge, but as long as we all got the same vision,
That's it.
Get it
where
done.
we want our people to be at.
Get across the finish line.
Yeah.
Finish line is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I'm a big picture person.
Push, pull, or drag, roll. As long as you get across the finish. If I gotta roll you across the finish line. He ain't come across there like him, but he ran.
Yeah.
He rode a bicycle across the finish line.
He got there.
He was on my back and I had to pack him across the finish line.
I don't care.
Okay, how you
Get him there.
So speaking of Tony, I just want to shout out to Tony over there. I'm actually CEO Youth League. I'm actually doing I'm teaching a course for the kids Tuesday. I'm going to do an educational class on health and wellness for Tuesday.
That's good. What time you doing that?
He's going to call me tomorrow.
Okay, for the summer camp?
Yeah, I'm going to do it on genetics, to where the kids can understand genetics, diabetes. I'm going to go off into the details on a level that they can understand.
Yeah. That's all right.
And we're introducing, what we're going to do with Tony is I'm going to introduce, like, Temple High is not using artificial intelligence. Most of the colleges not even introducing artificial intelligence. Being that we're in our own community, why can't we be first? So I'm going to introduce artificial intelligence to this school, and we're going to be able to let the children have it first. Our community have it first, to where we can be ahead of the game, and not we always be tail. We want to be some headlights, not tail lights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I always tell her, you don't want to be reactive, you want to be proactive.
Exactly.
We always wait till stuff happens, then we try to figure out how to scramble and react to it.
Correct.
And we should have already been ahead of that curve 6 to 8 years before that.
Correct.
And that's why I can always come and, get knowledge and insight from Tony, because he always ahead. I stopped by yesterday just because I was in the area, and he blew my mind yesterday.
Every time I talk to him, he gives me something uplifting and elevating.
Yeah,
And the same
never leave it empty.
Well, the same way with you guys too. I'm a cup too. And iron sharpens iron. When I'm around you, I'm sitting in that chair, you cutting my hair, same way. When I'm around you, calling and telling me stuff, it's spilling my cup. The person don't realize the impact that, again, we have on each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's got different positions.
Yeah.
Me personally, I be feeling like I don't know what I can offer Tony, because Tony like
he's
Tony started.
The black Tony started. Like,
You'll be surprised though, because the doctor need a doctor every now and then.
Yeah. There'd be stuff, articles and stuff I come by, and I'm like, I'm gonna send this. Oh, he probably know about this. He probably learned this 20 years ago. So I send it to him anyway. I got that already.
That's why I said, I was even talking about it in my book. I talked about credentials, like your real credentials. Like a lot of times, the straw man is that's what the PhDs and master's degrees and all these degrees, them are just straw man characters. You know what I mean? But the real credentials is what's in you.
Correct.
And you have to remember, like a lot of times, a person like Dr.Tony is so ahead of the game, like he is, because this stuff is coming as an inward thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some stuff that came to talk, he already plugged in. He unlocking codes, he cracking codes.
Right.
So the fact that he cracking those codes, he don't need no PhD or nothing for that. Your credentials is already in. What you are is already in you.
Correct.
Do you feel like that's one of the biggest battles you have with the people out there, is like proving why you can do this?
Yeah, at first. Because, quite naturally, and I know I got to speak a little louder here, but quite naturally, I started off doing music.
Right.
So they were like, I ain't a doctor. Come on, man, get out.
That's how they remember you since that version.
Correct. And so I always say people may doubt what you say, but they always believe what you do.
Right.
Actions speak louder than words.
Right.
So I made my mind, I'll show you better than I can tell you.
Right.
So, and unfortunately, a lot of brown people didn't trust me.
Mm-hmm.
But the other shade of people was like, yeah, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? And so once I
buy him out to this day.
correct. And so once I started, I studied genetics of Caucasian, Asian, because we're all different. And once I started, some of my first people that I helped was Caucasians.
Right.
And like psoriasis, eczema, and then they started telling friends, like, because they already have some knowledge in these areas about these things, so they're familiar with them, so it's not strange to their ear.
Right.
But we think it's voodoo. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
what kind of stuff you want to mix up what?
Right.
But they hear Caucasians and the other Asians, their families and mix their stuff and taught them some kind of foundation in this,
Right.
so they were open to it.
Right.
But my brown people, once they seen me helping Caucasians,
Right.
and he had eczema, that stuff gone, then seeing is believing.
Yeah, we need to see
We
stuff.
gotta see it. Let me see what you got there.
Yeah.
We don't need to see it one time. We want to see it 99 times.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And then eventually we'll start, gradually shifting over to acceptance.
Yeah.
But
You feel like you're in that lane now of acceptance from brown people?
oh yeah, I'm totally accepted by brown people. I mean, I have people now that believe in the movement so much that some people send $500 a week in donations just to help.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have people who have sent thousands, like $3,000 and $4,000 at a time, and say, we trust you.
Right.
Yeah, it takes for a person to send their money.
Yeah. Say I trust your vision.
With brown
Whatever
folks,
you do
when
with it.
when a brown person sends some money to you,
Yeah.
That'd take a
We
lot.
messing with you.
you can mess with my house, you can mess with my dog,
Yeah.
you can even talk to my woman,
Yeah.
That's my money.
but don't mess with my money.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, so for that kind of trust, and people have to be around you to know who you are.
Right.
And people know your character, and they like, I know you, And privately, a lot of people have came to my clinic firsthand, because the way you see me on camera is the way I am behind closed doors,
Right.
off camera.
Right.
It is what
Authentic.
it is. What it is. So and once people realize that you really care about people, they trust you.
Yeah.
And it took pounding the pavement to prove it.
Right.
But I always keep the concept that you can take a little tiny hammer, the size of this, a tiny, and a person will say, you mean to tell me you're going to break the concrete with that little bitty hammer?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't realize every little tap. And you don't see nothing happening on the outside. He wasting his time.
Yeah.
But they don't know every time I tap it, underneath the surface, thin hairline cracks. You can't see with your eyes on the outside, like nothing happened.
Right.
But I keep paying them the payment out of faith, knowing something happened, but don't realize something happened underneath the surface.
Yeah.
Every time I tap it, thin hairline cracks connect to each other. And then finally, at one hit, boom, this man, he finally broke. He finally made it. You think that one hit what broke the surface.
Yeah.
But it was all them tiny.
I like that.
It's so weird because people will say that, like, oh, he just came out of nowhere with this medicine stuff.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
No, it's been
How many years you had in from
years.
front to
15, 20, like, I've been
Yeah.
studying this stuff for years.
But I think because they just found out that you was
Correct.
doing it last year.
Correct.
And they started hearing
It's
about
new
it.
to
Man, he
them.
did it in like
It's new
years.
to them. It's new to them.
Like, how many books I read and nights I stayed up.
Yeah. And I tell people that too. I like some of the services they say. I think it was a story that I tell a lot of people. I say there's an artist who draw pictures. He charged $50,000 to $1 million a picture.
Right.
And a young man called him at a table and said, "Sir, you're a great artist. You charge $5,000. Can you put this? Just write something on this napkin for me. Just draw anything on a napkin."
Yeah.
And the artist, the great artist, it slid the young man, and he was reaching to grab it, and the man said that'd be $10,000.
Yeah.
The young man said, "Wait a minute now, $10,000. It only took you 2 seconds." He said, "No, you got 30 years worth of knowledge
Right.
in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what
You
paying
just,
for.
I expedited you. In one video, you get 30 years worth of knowledge in a 30-minute video.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize all the hardship, all the process of elimination, all the trial and errors. I eliminated, I trimmed the fat, so you didn't have to worry about
Get
it.
straight to it.
Straight, get straw right out.
Digest.
That's why you gotta stand on your price, man.
Yeah. You gotta
stand
know
on
your
price.
word.
People gotta know, like, hey, look, if you gonna go in this store right here, you gonna spend your money with this person,
Yeah.
at the gas station, at the Waterburger.
Yeah.
What, my price should be good too.
Correct.
You ain't questioning them when it's time to pay. So,
Correct.
I mean, they gotta pay for all that hard work and dedication that you put in. So that's really, now I do got a question.
I think we gotta speak up too, because my camera.
I got a question for you. I do have a question for
Yes.
you. Do you ever feel like, sometimes you feel like, dang, I impressed myself when I came up with it. Do you ever get that type of feeling?
Just get a.
Yeah.
At first, I literally, everything I did,
Right.
my payment, my reward was simply joy. Like even today,
Right.
like when I first started doing this, like I wasn't charging nobody. I was just happy. I was, they were shocked when they they were shocked when they got the result. They shocked and I'm shocked. Like, ooh, let me see.
Yeah.
Like, turn around, let me look at this. They like,
Yeah. Did it in 3 days?
they like, dang, yeah, you did it. I'm like, well, let me look. Wow. And then people was like, tickled with the fact that I'm just as shocked as you.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
So my reward, like when I first learned how to do this, I helped a gentleman who had, I have a friend of mine, she had squamous cancer in the head.
Okay.
And doctors had been giving her medicine, and what I gave her may have promoted and expedited healing. I always have to say may, you can't say it did,
Yeah.
treat, cure,
Right.
So what I gave her may have expedited her healing in a matter of 2 weeks. All of her hair grew back, the squamous cancer left,
Right.
and I'm like, dang, this, I'm like, yeah, Tony, they've been giving me stuff for a long time. Boy, that right there lit my fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started going, another gentleman who had skin cancer. 5 days, it may have expedited and promoted his body. Healing.
Wow.
5 days. And once I seen that, I was hooked. Like I said, I was already doing stuff, but actual getting the, see, having knowledge is one thing and understand how things work, but wisdom comes when you get in the dirt and learn how to work it.
Yeah.
And seeing those results, and I didn't want to charge nobody. They was, can I pay you some? Just give me whatever. Somebody give me $5. $30, $20. But I didn't care about the money. I was like, and still to this day, I thought. But yeah, that's been my biggest reward is the joy of seeing somebody else better.
Right.
But my pockets started looking like rabbit ears.
Yeah.
So, but even at that, I didn't care about my pockets were hanging out, and I still was using my money to do it. But the straw that broke the camel's back is when one time I gave a lady, she had eczema, psoriasis, and she worked at the store here. And I seen all these, she looked at like, you would assume that she's a drug addict.
Yeah.
Because she had blood all on her arms,
Yeah.
like needles.
Yeah.
And she said she had a rare disease and she'd been trying to get rid of her whole life. So she told me, I said, ma'am, can I ask you a question? What is your blood type? She said, well, I'm O blood type. I said, I know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Dang.
She said, huh? I said, I know what's wrong with you. I said, can I make you something?
Yeah.
And she said, yeah. So I went home, Went back up there and told her how to use it. And 4 or 5 days, I went back up there, and her sore, it's on my Facebook page. She let me post it on my page. It's on my page now. Right. Sore started healing up. Then she disclosed to me, I've been trying to give her this my whole life. She said, I had sores on my whole body. I'm bleeding. She said, I'm bleeding, and my clothes stick to me, blood. Yeah. She said, I bathed in that stuff, and all that shit healing up. She said, can I give you a $10, can I get a donation? I said, well, sure. She gave me $10. Yeah. Which I wouldn't, but it just showed me. Then when I told somebody, I said, man, look, you're going broke. Because I was, my money was like, you're going broke, buying stuff, and people donating $5 and $10 on stuff they've been going their whole life. And so I said, you know what? You gotta let it rain in the well to keep giving water out.
That's right.
I mean, seeing people joyful and happy, and I'm over happy, but I can't help nobody. They gotta help me to help you.
Yeah. I tell my daughter that all the time that you can't pour from no empty cup.
No, you sure can't.
You know, a lot of people be like, you gotta give when you don't have it. That's when you really mean something.
Right.
But how much can I give when my resources are running low and I don't even have enough money to make the medicine to give away?
Correct.
Right. I gotta get on top first.
Correct.
Or at least halfway there. Right. You know what I'm saying? I get all the way to the end. Right. I gotta be a billionaire, but you know what I'm saying? He making do with what he had, and now it's rolling in.
Yeah, that's it. But
and I felt embarrassed charging someone for healing.
Right.
Because I really did. I was like, I always tell myself, did Christ charge? Because really Christ, when he turned the water into wine, he could line them up 50 cents a cup.
Yeah.
50 cents a cup.
Yeah.
Miracles happening over there. Put the sign up. The Christ,
miracle worker.
Yeah. Christ could have said, how many people over there? Fish and loaves sandwiches.
Yeah.
Fish sandwiches. So when he fed the people the fish and loaves, I said, man, I feel like I'm charging people for a blessing. But the lesson was, this is your business.
Yeah.
So he said, my uncle, he's a pastor, he said, this is, God don't mind you having a business, man. Yeah. You gotta separate that from this. This is your business. In order to continue to take care of you, can't just give out everything and go broke.
You gotta be able to take care of people, but you gotta have something to work with to take care of.
Correct.
And you know, I was just listening to what you said a minute ago, man, because the turnaround times of these people healing is crazy. And then, you know, for you, when you say, when I asked you, you know, was you shocked at yourself? And then you know, what I got out of that was that once you got the science down, you understood the science of, oh, this is what's gonna help this, this is what's gonna help that. It comes so easy now to you. Yeah. It's like it ain't so shocking because you got the science down.
I be calling them for stuff. He be like, "Oh, that's it. Yeah, that just call me that." I'm thinking it's like the end of the world. Like stage 3 cancer. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be after lunch." It's amazing.
And the more you do stuff, the more faith. It's like getting on an airplane the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
But after you sometimes you want to read books and sleep and all that stuff because you know you did it so many times.
Yeah.
So now people be like, even when I see people like doing cartwheels after results, I'm like, okay, thank you. You know, I just like, you know, because not because I'm arrogant but my expectation is that it's gonna work.
Right.
You know, and the Most High can't lie.
Yeah.
You know, so either the Most High is a liar, or he said, what's up, man? Believe in faith, got to come to truth.
Right. So
either you gonna lie, or you know, and so I expect it like your father in the natural. Your dad tell you something. Boy, get out there. I'm gonna save you if you jump out in the water. No, you sure, Dad?
Yeah.
Boy, jump in there. I know you can't swim.
Yeah.
Don't jump on out there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So when people come to me, I just do like this.
Yeah.
I got this. So.
Yeah.
You gonna help me with this? And I believe in every single time it happens.
Right.
So,
that's pretty dope.
So that's the way. Like, it amazed me. Like I have a friend right around the corner. She lives right on the corner. She lives right here. She came to me. Maybe she could come and do with a vision.
Yeah.
But she had lupus and no melanin whatsoever on her face. Everybody in Temple know her. She had no melanin. Her face is white like she got burnt.
Yeah, I heard about her.
I made a formulation, custom design formulation, and have promoted and expedited healing within a few. She chocolate than me.
Yeah.
She lived right on the corner right there.
She had one of the leprous disease. Because you know, like a lot of people don't know, a lot of them when I forgot what you call it, where their skin be changing colors and fading, and you know what I'm saying? All these different diseases, eczema, all them different diseases ain't nothing but different levels of leprosy, man. That's all it is.
I can't agree
You
with
know what I'm
that.
saying? I feel like when you go back from then, now they say leprosy is this and that. It was just skin diseases.
Oh, what they was calling it?
Yeah, I agree with you that the disease, you put a pig in a wig, it's still a pig.
Right.
But there's different variations of the actual oxidation things.
Right.
So what I'm saying is like, if it's asthma, they call it asthma if it's caused by the environment. They call it COPD if it's caused by cigarette. But it's still the mechanics of the diseases
It's the same.
is the same.
Yeah.
So to an extent that is true.
Right.
But the actual mechanics of the diseases, they have different variations.
Right.
The actual variation of the mechanics of it.
Right. Of why, how it was caused
Correct.
and all that stuff.
There's different variations of that.
Right.
So sickle cell may be a genetic mutation or one of the genes not properly doing transcription.
Mm-hmm.
DNA transcription is when your DNA gives instruction to make a so-called protein,
Right.
but it malfunctions.
Right.
So that can cause a skin ailment.
Okay.
Then you have a translocation of the nucleotides, which could be another reason it starts something else in the skin.
Right.
So the variations of the actual mechanics of the disease have different variations. They have different variations.
Right.
Yeah.
So at this point in your career, do you even have to read anymore,
No.
or you just, it's kind of on autopilot now?
Well, there's always room for improvement.
Right.
There's deeper depths and higher heights. So
Right.
I always when I read, like I take one book and I read a book maybe 50 times. And today, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna start reading it again, some of the same books. Because every time I read it, I get a different twist on it. I see something that I didn't see.
Yeah.
And it's always, you always get a different perspective. Like,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a never-ending treasure chase.
Gotcha.
So, and I read some books 20 times, the same book 20 times.
Yeah.
Because repetition is the key to programming the subconscious mind, repeating it over and over and over again, so I'm on autopilot. Like when I did my seminar, I said, man, you answer every question, because the only way you can program your subconscious mind is to repeat it over and over the same stuff. That's why I make you do your ABCs and 1, 2, 3. You just keep it ABC, do it again tomorrow, ABC. Why they show the same commercial to you every day, over and over.
Program.
Because your subconscious cannot deny it.
Right.
Once
You're singing it.
once it's repeated to you over and over, after about the 15 to 20 times, you start programming in the cerebellum,
Right.
subconscious mind.
Right.
That's why playing the same song on the radio. You hear it the first time, like, who put that song out?
Right.
Third and fourth time, you catch yourself like this. 8th, 9th, 10th, and 15th time, you kind of mumbling it and doing something else. You don't even know you're saying.
Yeah.
And there be something you don't even like.
Garbage.
I hate your song.
Yeah.
Garbage. But after that 20 time of repetition, that's your jam.
Yeah.
That's really your jam.
I find that a lot.
Yeah.
And it's usually ones like you said, I ain't even like originally.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, I'm like, I even know the words. I ain't never looked up the lyrics.
Because repetition bypasses the conscious mind. Over and over again, it bypasses you. It's like a security guard that fell asleep. You just walk right past it.
Right.
The left hemisphere of your brain is logic, intellect, and reasoning, and repetition puts it to sleep. So when you bypass the conscious and go to the right hemisphere and go straight to your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? It's like rocket. Hearing the same stuff over and over again, it takes your conscious level of your left hemisphere, it makes it calm down and just kind of be like, that ain't no threat. Hey, I'll listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, your brain gets tired of being filtered out.
Yeah.
Is this something I don't need to hear? Is this something? Pretty soon you hear it so much, like your brain says, I heard that the other day.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Just go and program it in my subconscious.
Yeah. Right.
So, being like one of the leaders in this type of, I don't know what category is this industry.
Naturopathic industry.
Okay. How would you recommend someone that's coming into it to get started? What path? There's certain books they need to read. If my daughter wanted to, I want to do homeopathic healing.
First thing I would tell a young person is the biggest thing. If you get an automobile, understand how it works.
Right.
When people come to me for help, they say, well, my doctor said sugar's high. My glucose. I think it's the kidneys or my pancreas. I don't know what it is. So wait. So you telling me your kidneys got your sugar high?
Right.
That ain't got that. That's you don't even know your own. Like, then I say, what is your kidney function? I don't know. What is your pancreas function? I don't know. What is your... So you've been with your body for 50 years. It's like being with a woman For 30 years, you say, what's your wife's favorite food? You know?
I don't even know.
Oh, you know.
Good question.
Yeah, good question. Or what's your wife's favorite color?
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Right.
You married to your body for the rest of your life. To death do you part.
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't even know how your kidneys work. You don't.
Right.
You trust somebody else. I don't know. I can take it over to the mechanic, make them fix it.
Yeah.
You trust somebody else with your body.
That's a good way to look at it. I never thought of it that
When you
way.
think about it like that, that's real deep though, man.
Yeah. You trusted a whole other person
That's real
that's
deep.
gonna make money off of fixing you.
Yeah.
I'm the mechanic of your body.
Yeah.
Do I really?
a doctor? You like?
Yeah, I'm the doctor. I'm your
Fix
real doctor.
yourself.
Do I really want to fix you?
You really can fix yourself, man.
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah.
But
And you're not getting fixed at them doctors
No.
anyway.
It's-
Yeah.
Repeat
something
that.
come back.
Temporary fix.
No,
It's not healing you, it's just a temporary fix.
correct. And
You
you
should be looking for the healing.
and a sick person's job security.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Right.
Do I go make something to where nobody grass will ever grow again because I cut grass?
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Guess this new invention, you guys.
It keeps your grass at the same level year round. I don't want that. Let's get rid of that and whoever invented
The,
it.
the man who cut grass praying for rain. Lord, let it rain today.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
So-
real.
Yeah, so they did not want to cut their own throat and
Right.
put themselves out of it.
So you recommend, first of all, just learning
The
the body, the functions of each organ. That's a good starting point.
That's the main-
Getting fluid in it.
Correct.
Right.
You want to know, like, if you know your vehicle, so nobody can just tell you know anything.
Yeah.
And then these people, see, the game is to be sold,
Not to be told.
not to be told.
Right.
Go to college and say, can I get some free knowledge? They're going to say, what?
Yeah.
Well, this is the land of the free. Yeah, okay. Come back when you got $100,000 for this doctor. You know. But this is the, I want to learn. They're going to say, look, the game is to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be, you want to learn how to be a doctor? Show me the money.
Right.
Yeah.
So when they sit on the street, we think it as a slang. The game will be sold, not to be told. When you go to college, you
That's real.
ask for some knowledge.
That's
It's
real
the
life.
same, but it's the same thing in everything.
Everything.
So
Everything.
the game is to be sold, not to be told. And I'm just saying you have to really learn this stuff. And they keep you blinded of the simple terminologies so you be defeated. See, the same people that feed you starve you.
Yeah.
Instead of educating people, just like the cops, they talking codes. You know why they talking in codes? Because they don't want you to know.
Yeah.
I got a 503 and an 802 over 705 and a
somebody else
607.
Does that help or more?
Yeah. They coming to beat me up? Is that coming to help me? An 803.
Yeah.
And so they talking coke, and doctors the same way. They get these elderly people in front of them.
Right.
They don't know none of this terminology. Usually big word. Your flupa and your constipated or convoluted is flucupulated. And the flupa is not automated and I'm the
I
constipated.
hate that.
Yeah.
I be in there like, that sound bad. Whatever it is.
What is that?
Yeah.
So just make it, and they make it complicated because the game is to be sold, not to be told.
Right.
Instead of them telling you, they go in and say, well, your glucose is a little high. Just say sugar, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Don't no extra stuff. Just say sugar.
Yeah.
You said these coded words, so I think it's something really fancy.
Yeah.
And you've been educated. Ooh, the glucose.
Right.
Yeah.
Sugar. I mean, I'm eating too many Snickers, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to say, well, your sodium levels.
Just say so.
Just say salt, man.
Yeah, for common people to know.
Yeah.
I was telling her that it's like a year or two ago, she wanted to stop eating pork.
Mhm.
And she didn't know that pork was in so many like chips and
Yeah.
candies and gummy bears and stuff.
Under different names.
And she's looking for it, and she's like, ain't no pork in this. And I'm like, oh, it's in there. It's just gonna be this big giant word that you don't understand.
Correct. Right.
So you're gonna have to Google synonyms for pork, and it's gonna be some word.
Yeah.
And that's what they're expecting you not to want to do.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, I ain't doing all that. Go ahead. Give me the Cheetos.
Yeah. They don't want you to, you search, I would typically, when I search, they need you to research. That's what the word read means, to do it over again. To validate or discredit me, but research.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I tell. I always read it for yourself. Don't just take somebody else's word for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to. So how do you balance, like, you know, the game is to be sold, not told. So how do you find like a good price point for your knowledge? Because now you're on the path of starting seminars. I'm assuming books and media will be coming later. How do you find that price point?
Give a person more than they expect.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know what I got is worth, me personally, if I know that what I have is price is like, you know, nobody else got it.
Right.
Well, I could just charge whatever. Well, then you want to be fair.
Yeah.
If people be telling me, I listen to people, man, I would pay like they told me in my seminar.
Yeah.
I question everybody in the Good Vibe family that's watching now.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what do you think a good price I want to be fair.
Right.
So, for the seminar price. Some of the Good Vibe family said, I pay $1,200. Some of them are saying, man, $1,000 is good. And so it gave me an evaluation of people's perspective.
Gotcha. You got it in real time.
Yeah, real time. I got an evaluation of people's perspective and the value that they assign to you.
Right.
So people said, you worth $1,200 one seminar. So I was like, you know what? 9 is a sacred number. I know that it is. A woman carried baby for 9 months. So I understood. I said $900. I had 200 people said they would pay $900.
Right.
200 people. So if I did the mathematical calculations over $250,000 closely that day,
Right.
but put the money to the side. I said, let's look at it from another perspective. 621 equal 9.2.
Right.
I said I'm gonna charge. I could have charged $1,200. I could have charged $900. But if you're thinking about people and making sure the value of that person's health outweighs the financial
Right.
revenue that I'm trying to get. So either about the money or you're trying to really help as well, trying to make sure that people are blessed. But you have to make sure that you compensate too.
Yeah.
So I put the seminar at $621. But I had to take into account people paying for flights, hotels, rental cars, and stuff like that. So I charged $621.
Yeah.
Midway through the seminar announcement, it was about the first 2 weeks, I had about 50 people who said, I'm paying, they pay. Some told me just stop it there. Intimate setting,
Yeah.
where I can be able to do a Q&A, really answer, and to make sure people, I'm not just gathering money, just use a bunch of big words. I want to make sure people leave with something
Right. Right.
inside of it.
Right.
So I made it 50, 60 people. They paid for the seminar, and that's how I do an evaluation on the value of. Yeah, you have to sell some information, but make sure you give a person more than they expect.
Right.
I paid for a concert. We had a simple. I didn't just, like, I really literally spent more money entertaining the people than I made off seminar.
Yeah.
I paid for food, you know, because it's the Good Vibe family. I made sure that everybody had everything they needed. The cameraman, I paid comedians, entertained. The next day, I took everybody to the Belgian Lake. I took everybody out to eat.
Wow.
The next day, that night, I took to a concert. We had a big concert, Tony Terry and all these other. I made sure whoever wanted to go, paid for it. I spent grand, you know, paying for that. So
That's all right.
so I made money by reinvesting that back into the Good Vibe.
Right.
And showed it. This money, see, God don't give it to you unless He give it through you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I filtered that same money they gave me right back to them.
Yeah.
And some.
See,
He gonna bless
that's
those who
good.
bless. He gonna bless
Yeah.
those.
Well, yeah.
So when they fly back home, they talking like, damn, man, we really gave us that
Yeah, they really-
1,200 value.
Yeah.
And some.
For and some
Yeah.
for the 621,
Yeah.
you don't feel like you got took.
Yeah.
Cause I done been to some, I'm like, man, that was it. I could have watched YouTube.
Right.
Right.
But I filtered everything everybody paid me
Yeah.
to cater the lady, but to me it was more of a, not so much of making money off of it, but the Most High will show you who's really true.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Almost like a test.
Right.
Because your mom say, your dad might tell you, come here, boy. Give me the $10. Dad, this is my last $10. You don't know he's gonna bless you.
Yeah.
Right.
He got $500. It's just a
Yeah.
text. But Dad, I just cut the grass out and you just gave me the $5. Son, I asked you to give me that $10.
Yeah.
No, Dad, I'm nobody can. Go ahead.
Cool.
And then you just miss your blessing.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
I did the little one at the house like that the other day. I just did it like the other. I said, Red, come here right quick. I'm on the game. Just you wait a minute.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna ask you to come. I had $500 over here. No, it's $300.
Yeah.
Look, he's 9 years old.
Right.
I was gonna give him $300 just to bless him. I said, come here, guys. I want to talk to you right quick. I can't wait. I said, you sure can.
Sure can.
Sure can wait.
Yeah.
And then his mom said, boy, you better go. He started figuring out something. Huh? You got something for me? I said, no, sir. Don't have anything for you.
The incentive is gone now.
Yeah, don't have anything
Yeah,
for you.
not even for the
Then
wrong
he
reason.
started crying. He started running around the house like crying. I said, no, you missed your blessing. in every test, you might get blessed, but you didn't pass the test.
Yeah.
You didn't get blessed.
Yeah.